So on. I think it's going to be a bit of a different approach for them on against G2 because Makelele, we could expect him to hold down mid, go for those engagements all the way through suicide, etc. as well. So there'll be a bit of a different approach, but you still have to favour TSM for the victory here. So I'd say about a 16-10.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, I'm going around the same. It's going to be they're probably going to pull double digits, but that's all she wrote pretty much. I think they need to keep the pace high. They need to play really random and aggressive on CT side. On the T side, keep pace high. That will give them opportunities, but I think TSM's going to take it.
And Duncan.
G2 can certainly get rounds. TSM can give up rounds, but I think they're going to beast this.
I think this could be quite close, actually. I've got faith in G2 on Dust 2, but yeah, I agree. I can't see TSM losing. I think it's their time, actually. I think they're going all the way to the final. Anyway, thanks, gentlemen. Thanks for your thoughts. Without any further ado, we are going to get into that game. It is going to be TSM versus G2 on Dust 2. Take it away, boys.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's TSM and G2, as Richard said, and I'm here with Fifth Laren. Fifth, how are you doing? And what do you think about this matchup here? There was a lot of people on the panel there favoring, only everyone favoring TSM. You gonna double down on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how G2 actually left Dust 2 in the map pool versus TSM out of everyone.
Yeah, it's actually, what's really weird is it seems like so many teams that used to be good on Dust 2 have kind of stopped playing it, but you're right, TSM are probably still one of the best teams in the world at it. Maybe they just think this is the free-for-all map. Anybody can be pretty good on Dust 2, and you know, we're feeling confident, we've got the strength for it. We're going to try and do it. They're going to start on the terrorist side, and TSM on that CT side. They've got the USPS, and it is a deadly weapon, specifically on Dust 2. There's such a long range. Those Glocks are hard to get close with, so looks like they're going to go for a very explosive play on Catwalk here and see if it's going to work out. We might not have a lot of time to talk here. It's a minute and 10 seconds, and already the grenades raining in, and here comes the push. Sipnik's looking for the opening shot. He's going to get one there. Cajun's gone. Second headshot for Sipnik's, and he's going to get a chance to reload. Carrigan picking off one, and there's the USPS in action. Just they can't close the distance with the Glocks. Carrigan picking up one more headshot, and Jacob going to be last man left. Carrigan has shut it down with the triple headshot, and that will be TSM picking up the pistol, and we are off to a very swift beginning.
Yeah, that's actually a very... it's a rough strat for G2 to actually pull off, because they only had one flashbang to just cover up the initial push onto Catwalk. But the thing is, TSM having the USPs, yeah, they get flashed, they push back a little bit, but again, it's long range, so they have plenty of time to just be able to tap by the time they get into the bomb site. They need to at least have like a B split or an A split there, at least like maybe two come out, sneak out long perhaps after the flash.
Something could have, I mean, maybe they were also all focused on the Catwalk, so, you know, TSM didn't have to look anywhere else. I think they did the math quickly and realized that everyone was going to be there. Now it's almost all tech now, except for Fox, which is a big indication. There's a lot of people who could op on this G2 team, but right now it seems like maybe they're going to have Fox do it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was going to see, he did not get, well, they only got one frag, so... I think they actually decided to have Fox on that because I think this is his best map when he actually ops.
Yeah.
Dating back in when he was playing for Kick, you know, playing versus these guys, especially on Fox with the op, he used to be very good on this map with the positioning, you know, push aggressive catwalk, getting that pick, and then just fall back. So yeah.
I absolutely agree. Dupree up here, not going to have too much of a challenge with the P9. He's spraying a hell of a lot and getting the double cage and picking up one as well. But Makelele doing great work here with the Tech 9 and armor and making this round expensive for TSM. See if they can get another kill. They'll overwhelm Device. And now the Danish side definitely slipping up a lot here. And G2 gonna see if they can actually bring it all the way home. That would be a big turnaround here for the underdog team. Rain, Makelele current with a triple kill, looking for a little bit more. And you can tell that Sipnik and Carrigan are getting a little bit worried. Gonna be the refrag there. Carrigan charging in. He's out of bullets. Pulls out the pistol. Makelele in the corner, looking for the shot. Carrigan goes down. It's the ace. Makelele picks it up, and that's G2 coming right back in. What a round here for the Swedish player. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, getting the ace there with the Tech 9. I'm so surprised they didn't get that kill with the M4 there. Oh wow.
A lot of bullets, and almost none of them hit at the end there. One Tech 9 and a bit of a dream, I guess. That was a stunning round from Makelele. That's the way you want to start if you're playing what might at the moment be the best team in the world. Third round is coming up here, and the Danes, maybe not a big sign of respect here. 3 Deagles, Scouts, C-Set 75 and some armor. They're not going to give up on these early rounds.
I actually don't quite agree with this buy, though. They ended up losing that. They know, well, they know they're going to have to double save anyway, but at least make sure that you have some money to work with, because you're gonna end up saving next round, but the round after that, you're not gonna have enough money for, you know, everything that you may want, an op, maybe all the grenades. You can't afford that.
Yeah, and some of the grenades are really important. We've seen how important the grenade and Molotov combo at long has been lately. NIP started doing that a lot with, you know, Molotoving and grenading Longhouse, which is exactly where G2 are coming out now. So if you don't have those in, well, not the next round, but then the one after that, you might be in some trouble. So far, Karrigan has gone down, not too much damage being returned, and we'll see if Cajun can find somewhere to play around with that scout. That would certainly be very helpful right now.
Yeah, and I mean, the idea is when you have a map like Dust 2, when you can have so many long distance having the scout, and then you want like 5 stems or CZs just to like clear off like, when they come very close distance, but that really didn't happen until now.
Oh, dupreeh and Device picking up a kill each, and G2, they threw a smoke that wasn't covering everything, and then they just wanted to run by anyway. Mikelele might have to do this all on his own. Getting a double kill already, but dupreeh with a nice headshot on Fox, taking him down. Mikelele clicking away, gets one, finally goes down to Device, but Jacob, is he gonna want to go for it? 9 seconds left, he jumps right down, he gets headshot by Device. Oh no, it's down to 4 health and a triple kill here on the man we just saw his highlight video. I don't know if he's been out running in the rain before we started this, but that was a nuts round from him.
Yeah, I mean, they took a gamble with the Deagle buys. You saw there, I mean, it really paid off, and G2 with basically no time to work with at the end, and Jacob just had to basically just drop down to his death. And Mikelele did not have to peek that, though. He could have just taken a bomb and planted it. Instead, he wanted to take the duel, and he ends up, you know, he got punished for it.
Maybe the extra confidence from the ace, you know, feeling like we're fired up, we're ready to do this. Now TSM back in the game, not the best buy here, and I actually see why G2 will want to buy here, just to try and see if they can shut them down early, and they're on the terrorist side, so it's less of a risk, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure, and I mean, you can see there on G2's, and they only have this one flashbang again, and considering the positioning that they have, actually Fox is just out catwalk, just taking a peek. I would love to see the same strat, kinda. Do they have a smoke in mid? They don't, they're just walking out.
Oh, yeah, dupreeh might be in a lot of trouble here. He's got no grenades, so he can't really get out of this corner. Mikelele missing the first shot. dupreeh actually making back around. He's going to go for the charge here. Cajun hitting a headshot, but it's a double return here for the terrorist side. Device hiding in the corner, spraying furiously. Couldn't see a thing. Perfectly timed flashbang, and Rain is going to end up taking him down. Bomb being planted. 2 versus 3. Should they be going for this right now? They look like a team that's wanting to try and see if they can get the retake here. I guess if they can get an early kill, and they are going to take down Jacob, but Fox covering up a dark, and in a second he's going to know no one is coming. Rain in the back lines here doing the damage, but Cajun hitting one more headshot up for a triple kill. Now they're going to almost line up, but Karrigan, did he just pre-fire that corner?
Yeah.
What on earth is going on? This match seems like it's starting on sort of a level where most matches finish.
Yeah, and just looking at it, so I mean, look at the scenario we've had, right? So we had TSM win the pistol, G2 won the force buy, then TSM wins their force buy, and then again now G2 just ends up winning their force buy. And one of the main issues there for G2 is that Jacob actually just kept on peeking the B gates when it was a 3-on-2. You didn't have to peek it. He goes down, it ends up in a 2-on-2, because you were just talking about, like, should they really be going for this? When you get that initial pick, yes, if it's a 2-on-2, you go for it.
Right, so just enough time, and I mean, yeah, they ended up making that work. Jacob maybe a little bit too aggressive with the early peek there. Device hiding in the corner, and he's going to be caught by Fox and Rain. Cajun not really afraid in the middle, and he's going to be a little bit careful. They do only have armor on one person right now, and this should be one of those cleanup rounds where TSM can start to build sort of a very basic economy for themselves. Mikelele, only man left with a Glock as well. So probably going to be 4-1 here, mid-air headshot. What's the plan now for G2? How can they get back in?
Well, they do have a lot of money. We can actually potentially see an op on Fox's side, and yes, we will do just that. So now it's just about, well, you know, for the first 5 rounds of the game, we haven't really seen any default rounds. We haven't really seen anything at all, and yeah, double op coming in from TSM. So I would just love to see a regular default round here from G2, because especially now when TSM have 2 ops. Look at that.
All right, Fox opening up and taking down Device. Definitely a strong start here. If ever there was an opening frag you'd want to land on someone here on TSM, it'd probably be Device going down. Mikelele does get refragged by dupreeh with an AWP, which is something that we've seen every once in a while. It seems like dupreeh has sort of a, fantasy of becoming like a star op or so. Whenever he sees the shot, he's going to try and take it. Jacob hasn't actually killed anyone yet, but I'm not sure that's necessarily him underperforming. Maybe just the fact that he's been in some weird situations, I think.
Yeah, I mean, throughout, like I said before, throughout the first 5 rounds, it's just been very unorthodox play from both teams. So I'm sure he's gonna get rolling in a few rounds.
If they can make this push work, then having Jacob in the middle is going to be worth its weight in gold, because whoever rotates through middle is going to have to deal with him before they could do anything else. But first, they got to get through Cajun B. No one's coming catwalk, so he's got a lot of time to shoot down here. Shots down Fox early on, and now it's back into a 3 versus 3. Putting up a couple of grenades, and Cajun very paranoid about what's happening over at catwalk, while Jacob going out into the middle, taking down Sipnik. Strong kill there, and bringing it back in favor of G2, at least for the moment. Cajun's still up here, and he's going to take one more kill, making it a double. And Dennis, last man left. Cajun sees it coming. It's going to be the triple as well. Nice hold. No damage at all taken on him. And could they have done more, G2, to stop Cajun up there, or was he always going to be in that good of a position?
No, they should. As soon as Jacob actually got the kill onto
Fox early on?
Yeah, Jacob actually got the kill in CT spawn. I believe it was on Zipex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as he gets that kill, the G2 members should storm the A-bomb site. Yeah, they know that Cajun B is there because they got the first initial op shot onto Fox. But yeah, you need to just swarm that guy now, because you know that CT spawn is completely empty.
Cajun not missing a step here, dropping the bomb at top mid. It is an armor here with around here with almost no armor left on anybody, and Device also chiming in, stumbling a bit there. Device with a double kill, and Dennis and Michael left 2 versus 5 at the moment. And I don't know, it seemed like there was a lot of trading going on in the beginning, but all things considered, we are up to 6-1 scoreline here. I mean, are TSM at a point where they're getting too much control over the game?
I wouldn't really, yeah, maybe soon, but then again, I mean, the G2 rounds that they have actually won and also lost has been extremely close. But yeah, it's getting to the point now where when you have TSM, especially, we were talking about how good they are on Dust 2. If they get so many rounds early on the CT side, they're just gonna run away with it, I feel like.
Fox back to Orping, blind shot through the middle, not going to connect with anybody. In the meantime, they are very aggressive. Michael being up here or catwalk already is a fast, really early in the round to be taking that kind of position. Normally, you have to get a lot of control before you try and do it. So right now, they're at least learning something about the Danish setup here.
And just looking at positioning of TSM, if the G2 actually decides to just push out catwalk here, it's going to be a very good situation for him.
Yeah, Cajun potentially the only one to stop them. He's got a Molotov, but usually that won't cover all of catwalk. People are going to keep running anyway, at least if they realize he's going to be alone. Moving back to long might be a little bit safer for him. Looking for the early shot, but the flashbangs are going to help out. Are they going to try and do it? He jumps, and Rain obviously can't easily refrag that, so going to see Cajun. He wants to sort of go, but might be a bomb plant here for free for G2. Now they have to hold it. Dennis with a stunning kill, and Cajun's going to be going down, and now it's a 4 versus 5 retake here. Bomb bits dropped. Carrigan taking up Fox, and that brings it back into a 4 versus 4, and they're still holding long. Carrigan is moving up while they're taking short as well. They're trying to see if they can sandwich in here. Michael gets the 1 kill. Dupree going down. Device around the corner. Nice work from Rain. Just crouching in on that angle. And Carrigan goes down to Jacob. So really solid work. That looked like a well-organized round from G2.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great gamble since they just had everybody from G2 on catwalk. Just that one initial flash. Smoked off catwalk as well, and just, you know, that last flash that just blinded Cajun B that forced him to back off, that just left G2 with the entire site, and then it didn't really help that Cajun B also went down. But yeah, it was a good gamble in terms of the tactics wise. I wonder if they actually know that TSM likes to play like this, because they're very generic with it. When you have one long, one off a car, one CT spawn, and maybe they saw Ziptix even in mid just peeking, and they just decided to go.
Well, it's one of those things with this team, still because they are, that new lineup, and because of the different language barriers, that you always wonder a little bit about how it's going to turn out, how much focus they have on anti-stratting and all that kind of thing. But I mean, I talked to Michael earlier, and he said he was feeling very confident on a bunch of maps. So maybe they have been able to put in some work before the major here. Right now, they're only 4 rounds behind, so still a lot can change in this first half of the game. Device not going to contest middle too much longer. Bomb is in upper dark, though, so this is looking like a classic B-split, isn't it?
Yeah, they just threw a B-split smoke onto CT spawn, but that's just for a fake. You see there, if you just look at the minimap, that actually every single G2 member is moving into towards the B tunnel. Maybe just then it was just be a little tease over there.
Oh, Dupree jumping the gun down in the tunnel. He's going to end up going down. Device in the corner, no chance at all. Michael with a double opening, and Dennis picking up Sipix, and it's down to Carrigan and Cajun B here. 2 versus 5. There's no point in even trying at this point. Even if they got an early kill, they wouldn't win this round.
No. I mean, the initial thought is, if you're CT and the terrorist gets a bomb down, if it's a 3-on-2, maybe even a 4-on-2, and you're nearby the bomb site, if you do get the initial pick then yeah, maybe you can decide to go for it. But when they're all the way over at A long, I mean, by the time they even get to B, it's too late.
So they give up mid control and fall all the way back into the B bomb site. They have Cajun playing, they have there's Dupree playing very close up on the box there, I think it was, and then that's the earliest they know that there's a push coming B. Yeah. They've almost no intel about what's happening on that terrorist side. Is that how Dust 2 usually plays out?
Somewhat, especially when they actually faked just the one initial smoke into CT spawn. That's actually a really good play, because what happens is Sipix will be the one calling, so, okay, CT spawn smoke, watch out for B split. That forces Device to be more passive, so he wouldn't actually necessarily just go and fight in mid. He will fall back towards B. And then you don't really have any control of the map anymore, because you're expecting a B split. But then all of a sudden you have 4 members come out from B, and then, when Dupree went down the way he did, it's really not that much Device can do there. Maybe he can get 1, but then that's about it.
Yeah, probably end up going down, so 6-3. And G2 bringing it back round for round here, leaving TSM in a bit of an awkward position, economically speaking. 1 M4 in play and 1 AWP, which they saved from last round. A couple of Deagles picked up, something that Danish people seem to like a lot. We'll see if they can make it work.
Yeah, look at here, though. Cajun B with the off is actually holding B.
On
they
scope.
Have 3 members back.
He actually hits that shot, but doesn't get the kill, misses the next one, and he's running out of time. He has to hit these shots, and now they're going to overwhelm him. He can't stay alive any longer. Fox will take him out. Look at the damage being put out here to G2. I mean, they are dropping a bit low, but they just can't get the kills through.
Yeah, Cajun B with a very bad positioning, I'd say, especially knowing that he was the only one with the weapon on the B bomb side. He needs to take a much more aggressive peek, so by the time they do end up coming in, that you have the pistols just basically guarding Cajun B with their lives, so they can't even fall back. They can't go towards car and start shooting him back plat, for example. But when he's all the way back in on the B bomb side there, then in missing the initial shot, it's game over already there. But yeah, he ended up missing 4 shots. Then by the time they even got into the B bomb side, it was already too late for TSM.
Well, Sip getting a bit of an exit frag at least, and I guess that's the best we can say really here for TSM, who are now up to only a 2-round lead. So it really looked, at least to me, like TSM was sort of running away with the game, but I feel like now G2 are reasserting a little bit of control. Michael up to 11 kills. He's ready.
Yeah, and we were talking about that before, about the scoreline. The first initial 5-6 rounds, it was a very odd kind of game where they just one run and then ended up losing the other one, so the economy wasn't really the best. Now G2, they have the money that they need, they have all the nades, they have the up on Fox, so this is when you see that they start to roll. Wow. And especially now when you have the force buy from TSM.
Devastating grenade, but Sip and Cajun going to pick up 1 kill each there with the pistols. Dennis coming back into it. No head armor, so Sipix goes down very quickly, even to the Glock then. He's back into a 3v3, and because Rain and Dennis are kind of low on health, this is a bit scary. Unfortunately for TSM, Carrigan went down on Catwalk or in the middle really early on, and he had that M4 and armor, which now Device has picked up. Kind of wish he would maybe trade with Cajun. Capri also stealing an AK somewhere. So TSM, this would be one of those really devastating rounds where if G2 lost it, they know they should have won it, and TSM are going to be feeling really good.
Yeah, for G2 now, it's really important that you stick together. You don't just spread out. You need to stick all 3 together and just take the duels, as a team. Because if you end up spreading out, you're just going to end up losing man after man. Because look at how TSM are being played. Dupree is, in lower, and then you have Device Cat. So they have basically a crossfire there. So But it's a good idea now for G2 pushing out long.
And they put up that smoke, and this time it covers a bit more. Cajun still going to be playing right at the edge, and he hits the headshot on Rain, and looking for a bit more, actually almost killing Dennis as well. And backup's been called for. He has 16 seconds trying to get the bomb down. Cajun jumping and shooting and not hitting the shot just yet. And Dennis is the last man left, very low on health. Bit of 1 versus 3 up in that bomb site. Molotov raining in as well. Cajun with a really good kill, and got to be a little bit careful if fire doesn't spread, but looks to be safe. So a very, very upsetting round for G2. They kind of stuck together. Are they relying? Because that's the second time we've seen G2, I think, actually lose a round due to that smoke on the crossover at long being incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, that smoke in particular, it's probably one of the most important smokes on Dust 2. And you see still, to this day, a lot of teams actually failing that smoke again and again and again. And it's just cost you rounds. You just have to make sure that when you do have some time before you go into serve, before you go live, to just double check that smoke's actually safe. And again, I think that Cajun B just replied to your thing there about getting a weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. He's there, taking down Dennis as well, and this is a clean-up round. 3 people dead already for G2 before we even get into talking about anything that might be going on. So now it's just a question, I think, of TSM staying alive with as many weapons as possible here. They've got the double up, so they have a lot to lose in a round like this. Fox and Jacob, well, Jacob's already gone, so just Fox, he can still do some damage.
Yeah, and I mean, it's 1 minute left. There's no way he's going to be able to even save his weapon, so...
hunting down Dupree. Now, let's see if there's a reason they picked up this AWP on Fox. He is very good with it, but Cajun had a sneaky position there. So both the AWP stay alive on TSM's side as we move into an 8-4 scoreline and a 13th round coming up. Luckily for G2, because they had a bit of a run, they still have money to buy even without the bomb plant here.
Yeah, it's just Dennis that looks to be in somewhat bad shape. He does have all the nades, though, and...
I think they drop him.
Oh, they did. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So we do see a pretty decent buy coming in from G2 here. Have a lot of flashbangs and some smoke, so it's probably all they need.
Going for a bit of a default split, it seems. Just not as fast as they were earlier. You saw Michael charging up on Catwalk. Maybe a bit of a slowdown here on the terrorist side. Michael, speaking of which, Darksaurus stands up right into the crosshairs of Device and ends up going down. A very unfortunate start indeed. And if they lose this round, the question is if TSM will pick up the remaining. I feel like a bit of a cruel turn of events as they've done such a good job already.
Yeah, and for G2 now, when Michael actually went down there, it's just... He's just standing there holding middle. You should actually have a G2 player just rush up cap anyways. You just clear it so you have more control, because then you can do so much more with it. Now you actually see the round we saw from G2 previously that actually ended up working.
Are they going to try and go for Device? They don't have a lot of grenades to do this with, and he's got some Molotovs there, as well as the AWP in the back lines here. Jacob playing a dangerous game, ends up going down. Device is pulling out the Deagle instead, and he's going to end up getting shot down by Dennis. A great headshot there from the AK. And he's now alone, and 3 TSM members left alive. Sipnik's trying to make a little bit of noise up there. The bomb will go down, and Dennis, he almost has to go aggressive. He waits inside. Yeah, they're going to come and shoot him in the back, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to judge him too harshly for that one. Very hard to win that.
Yeah, no, not really that much to do. It's a good thing that G2 actually got the plant, though. Device missing the 2 initial shots, but still ending up with the 2 kill, and just basically saving time for Sipnik to actually come up and help him.
Ooh, a bit of a sign there.
Yeah, but that was not CS related. What is this? Get out of here!
The 14th round is coming up, and there's a bit of a force going on here in G2. They got the bomb plant. What do you think about this? I mean, this is not the last round of the half, it's the second to last.
I just feel that they need to get more rounds on the board, so they just took a gamble. And again, you do see just that initial, just 1 smoke grenade on Rain and nothing else. I would love to see maybe Rain not buy even a Tech 9 and just buy 2 more flashbangs perhaps, so they actually can try and take over Cat. Because now you do see the Cat play, but they only have 1 smoke. They don't even have flash.
Yeah, so this is going to get very tricky, in other words. Good flashbang out from Sip. 4 people flashed. Molotov might be a little bit too late. Now they're going to get forced out here. And I think they know what they've just done. They've triggered the push onto Catwalk here. Cajun taking down 1, getting close to Rain, but he still goes down. And there's finally a refrag there from Jacob, but I'm not sure it's in time. Fox, last man left. 1 versus 4. And yeah, they're just all hunting for him here. The animals, TSM's crowding him. And it's going to be 10-4, 15th round coming up. So now that investment, they actually still have just enough to buy. So maybe that was some good math done there by G2.
I mean, one thing that G2 should know by now, even just if you watch some demos on Dust 2 for TSM, is that Cajun B is probably one of the best players that actually has the off on the car side with A long. He does such a good job there. You know, even if he gets flashed, he still manages to at least get 1 or 2 every single time, and especially if you don't even have a flashbang.
Well, it's up to Fox once again. He wins that battle in middle. He's actually been doing that a couple of times, but then they can't really pick it up afterwards, even as they get the entry frag, which was supposed to be doing very well. Michaelated, they're picking up Carrigan, trying to sneak him, and that is a bit of a change for TSM. Not a play they've been doing a lot, and some teams really do love pushing up a dark. I think Envy, especially, our team, they even go for double pushes into upper.
Yeah, and for G2 now, like you were saying, that you don't really have any control despite getting the entries. G2 actually have no map controls. They actually don't know what's going on. So the best, most of the times, I really hope that they reduce the FB split coming in here, but it needs to go fast because Stipnix is just about to end up rotating to CT spawn.
There we go.
Now they need to go.
Yeah, I mean, Dupree, he had an AWP as well in the smoke. It's very hard to imagine how he could have come out on that one live, but yeah, they are moving. They're putting a lot of speed behind him. Jacob controlling middle while the bomb is going down, and no saving here for TSM. It's the last round. They might as well try and go for it, and Sip in the corner gonna end up going down. Good double kill there from Rain and Michael both. So 10-5 is an overall scoreline. Considering how this game played out, I would have thought G2 could have got a bit more out of this.
It looked like it in the beginning, right, when they ended up winning the anti-eco, and then, you know, just TSM just wrecking dreams once more and just re-won it again. But yeah, it's looking very grim for G2 now. You know, for TSM Sport, I've always said that they, on Dust 2 especially, that they are a very good C team. I think if we were to compare both sides for TSM, I think that, you know, their C side is definitely better than their T side. But that doesn't mean that, you know, they're bad on their T side either. I think that this is going to be extremely difficult for G2 to even be able to get back into the game.
If you had to sort of you know, almost make a path for how they can get back in. I mean, what springs to mind for me would be winning a pistol and going straight to double orb. You know, Fox and Michaelele both shutting down. Is that a viable strategy, you think? Yeah,
I mean, you see TSM, you see a lot of teams actually, especially on Dust 2, having the dual ops. You see NIP with Force and Nalu, Fnatic with Olofmeister and JW, and it's actually really good because the map is so open and so it's a lot of long distance combat. So it would be kind of wise for G2, and if they don't decide to do that, one thing that I would love to see again is just don't be afraid. You have to put pressure on TSM, because the thing is, they are very good at taking map control. And if you don't try to defend that in any single way, then TSM will just have a field day with you.
Well, we do have a little bit of time left here before we go into the second half, about 20 seconds. So we'll see if G2 can make this one work. This time they will have the advantage of the USPS. TSM with Glocks maybe more. Hang on, what kind of round would you like to see out of them? A quick round here where they get close with the Glocks, or is there a different trick they could go for on the Danish side?
I mean, generally on Dust 2, since it's so it's so many long distance duels that you can get, you initially want to actually have a very fast-paced pistol round. Because if you keep on doing these long duels and just play defensive, it's just going to benefit the CTs. Because, like you were saying before, with the USPs, they can just stand there. If they get a pick, you know, even a headshot, that's a 1 kill, right? So they need to do something fast here. And you see here Carrigan with actually double smoke, or 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs, Sipex as well with a smoke, so.
And they've got Device picking up the, what we call the raid boss build here. Armor and Tech9, and Dupree out on long. Fox is close, and Dupree hits a double headshot, and that's going to be Jacob and Fox gone. And a horrible start here to the second half for G2. Grenades rain on in. That smoke is still incomplete, but it's a little bit different if you don't have more than a USP to try and kill people and you're that far away. Bomb is going to go down 5 versus 3. They're going to gather up to see if they can retake through Catwalk. Rain finally hitting a headshot, looking maybe for more, but they're not even going to give him a chance to fight very much. They end up falling back, and Kid is picked up on both Rain and Michaelele, which is a bit odd for a pistol round. 2 kids like that. They're trying to see if they can get out here. Dupree looking for more. He's already got the double kill, looking to see if he can make it a triple, and it will be all headshots for Dupree. and an 11-5 scoreline.
Yeah, I really love that strat from TSM. Like I said, very fast-paced. They bought 2 smokes. One went down in the middle, and the other one was used to cover the CT spawn gap. And then they have 2 flashes that were just thrown out towards long, and they just took it over so fast, getting the 2 initial frags.
So help us out here, Flaren. What does the smoke in middle do when they're pushing long and going for the A-bomb side?
Well, it was an A-split, right? So you had two guys just dropping suicide and rushing towards catwalk as well. So in case G2 was playing perhaps maybe aggro catwalk, or even just on the A-bomb side, it's basically a sandwich.
Now the road back for G2 is very much longer than it just was. 5-11 here. They've gone for the force-up. Still Fox without the armors, trying to get a little bit more money in. CSAT 75. No Deagles in play, which is what we saw when TSM were on the CT side.
Yeah, no scouts either. And this is a very tough buy from G2 since they don't have any long-distance weapons. They just have to basically rely on having the close quarters, perhaps on the A-bomb side. But it's only Fox they're actually just holding. And Michael
Good job for Michael so far, taking down Device, and there might be more in store. He's still got a little bit of health, and Sipicus is very, very low at the moment, so 4 versus 4. They've got a player out on long, and Jacob, I think, might be realizing that there's nobody coming from there, although Sip is checking. Bomb goes down, and now the retake is going to be very hard. I was hoping maybe Michael could pick up 1 more kill, Carrigan with a headshot, and that's going to be the end of the round there, so it looked like maybe there was an opening, but...
Yeah, but when you know that your opponents are already on the site planning the bomb, for G2 that they should actually just save their pistols and their armor, just try and actually get some extra kills. You don't have to actually push, because the thing is what happened now is instead of just saving the weapons, whereas you're going to be left with not a single pistol on this coming round, then eventually if you just end up saving that, maybe even an extra kill or 2, you might have more weapons to work with and you get another chance in possibly winning an eco.
We are a couple of kills away here from being at 13-5, which is definitely a very decisive scoreline. Oh, the grenade, no armor up there either, and it's gonna... Well, actually the scout, I guess, saved him from the grenade. Some small mercy there.
Yeah.
And Dennis is gonna be the last man left here. 1 versus 4, so... Now, I mean, this upcoming round is pretty much do or die time for G2, and I guess we'll see what they've got in store for us. 1 ult picked up there, so it's only going to be the single ult.
Yeah, and you see that actually Fox actually made a mistake there. He had $5,850. He decides to actually buy the op, which is great, but he ends up buying armor and a head armor instead of getting that extra smoke grenade, which is going to become very useful. He doesn't really need a head armor since they all have AKs and an op.
Keep that in mind in case it actually is something that he's going to need later on. It's definitely a very, very important thing to point out. Head armor is not useful against AKs. If they shoot you in the face, you'll be dead anyway. AWPs, you'll be even more dead. It's going to be still 1 minute and 20 seconds left here, and Dennis and Rain inside the B-bomb side, so no mid-control at all here for G2.
Yeah, and I love what TSM's doing. They're playing so aggressive and just taking control of the map. You see Kerrigan have 2 guys down in mid here.
Oh, and wall banging, that very common spot for people to hold. 1 smoke up, a double smoke in the middle here, and a grenade on Michael, dropping a bit low. And let's see if they can actually make this work. Now they've got the full mid control here on the Danish side. Molotov raining in as well, and Dupree spraying furiously, not going to tag up Michael. Fox instead picking up 1 kill. Dennis pushing through, this is very nice. Dennis with a double kill. And now it's all up to the remaining player here for TSM. Cajun left, and nobody going down. Dennis going to clean up the round. Triple kill for him, stealing the AWP. The timing for that aggressive push out of B-bomb side. Trying to explain to us what happens if they're a little bit too early or a little bit too late with that timing, because it seemed like it was almost perfect.
Yeah, I mean, what happened there for TSM, they actually decided to double smoke down in CT spawn just to make sure that he wasn't boosted just in case Kerrigan missed a shot. Michael actually didn't have any flashbangs. What G2 did good there was that they actually had 1 guy all the way back in B plat with 2 flashbangs, and Rain was very close to the B entrance. So he just flashed out 2, and then, oh sorry, Dennis was the one by B. And he just ends up flashing out 2, gets the initial 1 in CT spawn, and then Kerrigan misses the op shot, and just, it was a great hold by G2 and very good, very nice team play.
So I would say one of the rare times where giving up mid-control ends up working anyway. Yeah. That's a very dangerous way to try and hold B. But the timing was flawless. Some very good counter-strike that you guys are seeing here. Fox and Dennis, they end up stealing an op, but now they've got the double op setup, and it's a scout that's on Carrigan, so a little bit less powerful. Unless you hit headshots. Fox is ready and waiting and a little bit scary, but Michael is close by to help him out. Carrigan is there with the 1 headshot. Now Michael is going to be careful. That scout you can jump and shoot with, so They've got to be respect that much at least. And the bomb is making its way up as well. Karrigan just dominating this A bomb site with nothing more than a scout. Are we really going to see one of these jumping shots? Karrigan not tempting it just yet. Look at how far away they are on G2. They've got to make their way a lot closer here. This is a retake they have to get. They can't allow TSM to get this round, but it might be very difficult. Dennis making his way up as well. Michael gonna go down. Rain is gone as well. And wow, this is definitely a disaster for the G2 team. Jacob, not even sure he can survive the round.
Yeah, no, great round by TSM. When Fox missed that initial shot, it was basically game over already because they just lost all map control on the A-bomb side. And even despite the fact that Jacob was still long, so they had the long control, they had CT spawn control, TSM already really had cat control. And you saw Dupree actually, he thought that they would actually just end up saving, so he was already up in B tunnels. But then they got the call that, okay, they're actually pushing. But for G2 there, yeah, having Fox actually miss that shot just cost them the round completely.
21st round is going to be rolling in here. 2 M4s being picked up on G2 and a single Max 7 and Deagle and 5-7. That's what they've got to try and see if they can stop this TSM train. We did used to call them the freight train because once they sort of got going, they were really, really hard to stop. And they still have that kind of quality, it seems like.
And look at the difference from TSM's anti-eco kind of versus G2's, right? So you see the kind of a team play coming in from TSM in middle with 2 or 3 guys there, just making sure that if someone ends up dying, there should always be a revenge frag. And Device is holding long for a push, and KGB is holding. So you have the 3 guys, the core 3 guys in middle. They are the ones working. They're the ones making the plays, whereas the other 2 are just basically just holding the flanks.
Yeah, so no one can sneak up behind them if you try and go in the middle. Even if you get a kill on someone, might get refragged, and you certainly can't steal a rifle either and run away with, which is kind of what TSM did to G2, right? They stole some of those rifles, and that made a big difference. Fox has already gone down here, and this is looking like a bit of a slaughter as Dupree and Device are going to pick up 1 kill each, leaving Dennis and Jacob left 2 versus 5 at the moment. 30 seconds left, but obviously an easy round from here on out for TSM. Not for Karrigan, though.
He actually ended up missing the off shot, which is why he went down to Jacob with the Mag 7. But for Dennis here, again, he just needs to save his weapon because just basing off of G2's money right now, they have nothing. And you know, this is make it or break it now. It's going to be 15-6 in favor of TSM, and you know, there's no more mistakes can be made.
I feel like it's hard to find a silver lining right now for G2. I mean, if we had to try and hype this up, I guess what we could say is that if they did make a 9-round comeback into overtime here, then, you know, it'd certainly be one of the most impressive comebacks in CSGO major history.
Yeah, especially versus a team like Team Solo Mid, which, you know, Dust2 is arguably one of their best maps. So yeah, it would be a huge achievement for G2 if that actually ended up happening. I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to stay positive here.
You're not going to follow me down this road.
I'm not going to try to. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think it's going to be game over here on round 22.
You're usually so cheerful.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's been a long day.
You've been pretty much on point with your predictions so far, so I'm tempted to join you as well. Dupree is going to be taking down Dennis Fox to go down, and TSM, I mean, that mixed start there from G2 made us believe that maybe they had something that they could show us here. Some really good individual performances. Michael really showing up. Dennis having some good rounds in as well, but it's just not been enough here. 2 versus 4. TSM probably, if ever there was one, the favorites to at least make it to a grand finals here, showing exactly why that is. Rain and Michael left 2 versus 3 right now. See if they can stall this victory for TSM just a little bit. Bomb is making his way back in here, but I fear that he's making a lot of noise. Rain running in, and he gets the kill, goes down. And Michael, was that a blind shot through the smoke? It just might have been. Bomb gets planted, and now it is a 1 versus 1. Michael has a pretty decisive health advantage. And Cajun, on the other hand, has a Molotov and a flashbang too. Let's see if he can get this. He doesn't have a kit, so he has to move a little bit quick. Cajun just shuts him down.
Oh, he jumped.
16-6 victory, and that's going to be TSM moving forward.
Yeah, and again, overall, very good performance by TSM. I mean, for me, they are the favorites to win this tournament. Having such a great streak of wins throughout the online portion for the past 2-3 months. With multiple tournament winnings as well. for G2 actually, one thing that I did notice was that Rain was a little bit under par today, I'd say. He's most of the times one of the go-to guys for G2 as of late, and he really didn't make an impact at all this game, which is a shame.
Yeah, I mean, kind of almost wish we could see another map just to see if G2 would have a similar problem on a different map, because you're right, a lot of their players never really got put into play. Really, really rough game for them. I think they themselves expected a lot more, though actually the history between these two teams on Dust 2 is like this. It's been generally 16-6, I think 16-8 a couple of times, but it's been within that region, so TSM kind of just reaffirming that and saying we're still going to be right there. No issue at all. Down on the stage, we do have a Red Eye ready with a device, so take it away.
Thank you very much. Devices with me, congratulations. Straightforward win in the end, but let's talk about the start of the game. That Michael-Lady's a pain, isn't he?
Oh yeah, that was a nice Tech 9 round with him. Not much to say. It was amazing by him, yeah.
But straightforward win, and I guess that's what you guys expected in this match.
I mean, we played Dust 2 5 times against him in the last 3 months, and I think we won every time, and it was pretty straightforward, yes. We just played our own game.
Are you the best Dust 2 team in the world right now?
That's hard to say, right? We have been that before.
Don't be modest.
Well, I don't want to say anything, because then there will be veto it, but we're comfortable on it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your CT half, always strong as well. Moses has mentioned it a number of times in the past. At half-time, 10-5, you're very comfortable, right?
Yeah, that's really good, and we even lost an NC Eco, so that really shows that we won most of the gun rounds.
Talking a little wider in terms of the tournament itself, a lot of pressure on you guys this time. You've come in, you've won some big events. How do you deal with that pressure as opposed to perhaps before at majors when maybe you think, yeah, we're in the running, we're in the mix, but now a lot of people are making you the favourites right now. How does that change the way you approach the tournament?
It's hard to say. Like, we go into the tournament like every other tournament. We always want to win, and I don't think the pressure hit us yet. Maybe it will later, and we will choke, we will see, but like, I don't know. It's just a normal tournament for us, and I think that's how we deal with it.
Yeah, I think it's a sensible way of dealing with it, try and just block everything else out. What are the highlights so far of the first 2 days for you?
It's been like being here, feeling the amazing atmosphere, and just winning the games, of course. That's a pretty good side to it, and yeah, just enjoying it.
Yeah, winning helps, doesn't it? That's for sure. Thank you very much. Device, ladies and gentlemen. Team Solo Mid, of course, through safely to the quarterfinals as expected here in Cluj-Napoca. We're headed for a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the thoughts of the Intel Analysis Desk.